Hi, this is Cable X. Today's date is the 2nd of March 2026, and I know it's been a while since I've done a live stream, but you know, this event on the 28th of February, which involved the attack on Iran, which subsequently led to the death of the Supreme Leader of Iran. Now, before I get to it, let me just go to my screenshots. Where is it? Okay, all right, let's go here. Yeah, a joint U.S. and Israeli airstrike. U.S. and Israeli happened on the 20th of February, and it also led to the killing of the Supreme Leader of Iran. Now, let me just get a picture of him. For those you don't know, he was the Supreme Leader for a number of years. Well, the second, I believe he's the second one after the previous one, the founder of the Islamic Revolution. Here he is. Now, there's some interesting background to this guy. It says here he's born on the 19th of April 1939, but then there's another one that's suggesting that he's born on the 17th of June 1939. Now, if you remember correctly, I don't want to divert from the main issue. We had the kidnapping of President Maduro in Venezuela not too long ago, which was back in January, and despite the kidnapping there, the Venezuela government, the entire Venezuelan system, is still in place. And in this particular instance, we just have a situation where even though they've killed him, and now they've killed the former president of Iran, Ahmadinejad. Let me just put him up. He's been killed as well. He was killed at the same time. Now, he's been out of office for a long time, really. He's not been back in office. Because in Iran, for some reason, but it doesn't really matter, for some reason, they didn't want to allow him to run again after he was president. So they're taking him out too. Hey, coffee girl, good to see you, beautiful. So yeah. So I mean, before I continue, I've not done much videos in a while because there are times where I'm not motivated to do them. But I have done some decodes on the side as well, but I've not put them into videos. So so yeah. Yeah. So it did say 2 comments there, but never mind. So let's carry on here. So, doing the decode, you discover that Iran equals 42, war equals 42. I should have added that. Actually, Freemason equals 42, but you might see it later on in this slide I'm doing. This is Donald Trump. His birthday is 14th of June 1946, Republican Party. Now, to remind you, this guy is a draft dodger, like so many people that ran for president. Bush is one, Cheney, not president, but vice president. They're draft dodgers. So these guys have never in their lives, never in a million years, experienced warfare. So it's very hypocritical, and I'm going to highlight this. It's very hypocritical for these lot to talk as if they know it. They are it. They know warfare, even though they've never experienced it in their lives. That they are cowards. Now I know you guys know it's theatre. I know it's theatre, but I'm just putting a little rant out because there are times where when I see what people are saying in the media, on social media and mainstream media from time to time, it just pisses me off. The ignorance, not just on the pro-war side, on the anti-war side, they're both ignorant because they're backing a side. You need to realise both sides are controlled ultimately. And before I continue, let me highlight he's the 47th president, and the Iranian Revolution is 47 years old. And also, this attack came 107 days before Trump's next birthday. Military strikes in Gematria equals 107. For those of you who don't know, Gematria is simply the practice of coding words into numbers, all the way going back to 6th century BC. The Kabbalah, the idea that the world was created using letters and numbers. And before I continue, let me just say shout out to Cody and to Derek and a few others that do some great decodes. But shout out to Cody particularly because he's done some really good decodes. And shout out to Dr. Savage too, who who talked about Khomeini's death even before it happened, one day before it even happened. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, Dr. Savage is really on it. I believe he's like one of the most underrated decoders out there. So I hope he's watching and knows that that's what I think, because I hold him in high regard. I might not agree with everything, but you know, that doesn't matter, because I mean, it would be strange if we all just agreed on everything. But hey, that's where we are. Let me just some comments. 2 likes. Yeah, Coffee Girl. I'm glad to see you anyway, because you. I mean, I don't say this as a form of favoritism, but I know that out of everyone, you always come on this stream a lot. I mean, I don't complain about anyone else not coming, because of time difference. Obviously, I mean, I discovered in my YouTube demographics, people that watch my channel are mostly from America, and then some are from the UK, where I am, and then there's some from Australia or places. Well, I got to know I'm connecting around the world. Anyway, let me just go over here. So yeah, as I mentioned, 79, the Iranian Revolution. Yeah, it's ironic. February is the month that the Iranian Revolution happened, and February is also the month that we had the killing of the Supreme Leader. As I said before, 47 years since the Iranian Revolution, and we have the killing of the Supreme Leader. 17 days. Now 47 in Gematria is, Twitter is 47, given that it's 47 years old, the Iranian Revolution. Agents 47, government's 47, Trump's 47. And let's forget where this all started, this whole thing about Iran. 1953, we had the coup d'etat that led to the overthrow of a democratic government in Mossadegh in Iran. 1953, he was the prime minister. It was instigated by MI6 with the help of the CIA, known as Operation Ajax. 19 August 1953. 72 years. Jesuit order 72, so you've got a Jesuit connection there. And why is there a Jesuit connection? Because Donald Trump attended a Jesuit institution in New York for 2 years, Fordham University in particular. Look, he studied economics and critical philosophy and theology. So this guy's got no background in anything politics and foreign policy related. So again, these guys can easily be controlled either way, whether they know anything about foreign policy or not. Now, this strike comes on a particular pace, because you know, I don't think I've told anyone this, but back when I was a child, I was very much into astronomy. I was fascinated by planets in the solar system, like you know, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. Mars was a fascination because it's the red planet Mars here, and Saturn as well because of the rings. So I've always had a fascination with planets. So that's me, and it's interesting how how on the day we had the killing of Khomeini. And by the way, it wasn't confirmed until it was admitted, because I did say in Cody's live stream that it's not confirmed that he's dead, even though a lot of people were saying he was dead. But obviously, once the news broke out he was dead, I wasn't surprised particularly. But obviously, hey, I mean, personally, I don't think he's dead. I just think like a lot of people, like Saddam, possibly Gaddafi, possibly this guy, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, they are probably retired somewhere, because I mean they are assets on the control of position at the end of the day. So yeah, there was a planetary alignment going on the day of the Khomeini killing. 6 planets due to parade across the night sky in a rare celestial spectacle. Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Mercury, Neptune, and Uranus will be visible at the same time. They say it was going to be visible in the UK somewhat, but I don't think I was able to see it. Maybe I didn't have time to, but anyway. Just checking the time because I don't want to come in. So Saturn equals 42. Again, for those of you who don't know, Saturn is considered, according to researchers, Saturn is regarded as the keeper of time, like some kind of god of time kind of thing, where everything seems to happen because of Saturn. Saturn being the keeper of time. It's like a Saturnian worship kind of thing going on, where people worship the planet Saturn because of the symbology it carries. And I mentioned Freemasons also 42, Saturn's 42 as well. Iran's 42, War's 42, as I mentioned before. Planetary alignment, according to the Francis Bacon cipher, because that's what capitals means. It's actually the Francis Bacon cipher, but I wrote it this way, so I got this number here, 259, planetary alignment. And guess what happens here? From Trump's last birthday is 259 days. So Trump is 259 days from his last birthday. And we mentioned before, planetary alignment also equals 59. Planetary alignment. Yeah, well, I've already got the screenshot, but I'm just showing him again. Okay, I'll ignore that. This is from Dr. Savage. This is about... I mean, he was sort of saying that something was going to happen between Khomeini's birthday, which might be July 17th, as opposed to April, right? Because it says April here. This is Dr. Savage's here, and to March the 4th, 33 weeks. But obviously, in the end, he didn't die on. I mean, he didn't die on that day, but he died on 20th of February. I believe there's eclipse tomorrow, isn't it? The 3rd. Yes, the 3rd, isn't it? The 3rd of March. 3/3 of all times. I mean, maybe what's going to happen tomorrow is some kind of big incident. I mean, is the Israeli Prime Minister going to be taken out? Because people keep putting rumours about him getting taken out, but maybe just rumours. Yeah, I saw Dr. Cody and Dr. Savage there. Doing some good work. And this is why I keep saying all countries are controlled. I mean, just look at it. Iran is controlled just like any other country. The fact that Parliament building is a giant pyramid with 33 windows tells you all you need to know. Well, here, look here. And I keep telling people this. I try to tell, people that I know, friends, family, that they're controlled. Ultimately, they're controlled because this is all a dialectic theatre. They want you to either support one side or support the other side. Now, I respect people that oppose what's going on, which is the strikes on Iran. I respect that, because I believe we got no business being in this theatre of a conflict. But unfortunately, opposing is one thing, but then like trying to say Iran is against the globalists, or Iran is against the US and British, that's just complete nonsense. It's not accurate, it's not correct. Because I believe people are completely devoid of any kind of intelligence to make that kind of statement, because it's not true. If you look deep enough, you understand that they put the mullahs in power. I mean, I did plan on reading an article to say why, but I ain't got no time for it. I'm just going through the decoder. Okay, you're just gonna skip that bit. I mean, this is the Prime Minister. I mean, people are criticising why is he not supporting him or whatever. Trump, I mean. But this screenshot just explains that, despite claiming they're not got nothing to do with it, of course they got everything to do with what's going on, because it was reported that they've been helping the US fly off their planes from their bases in the UK and or as well as other UK bases around the world, particularly Cyprus or wherever. But anyway, I don't want to talk about too much here. Again, he's just another puppet, just like Donald Trump and Netanyahu and everyone else around the world. Every world leader. Yeah, this is what we're referring to. After allowing US forces to transit to UK bases over recent weeks, Keir Starmer says UK forces play no direct role in the illegal US-Israeli attack on Iran. His commendation is only reserved for Iranian retaliatory strikes. Starmer adds British planes are in the sky today as part of coordinated regional defence operations. So let me just explain what this publication is saying. I do follow them simply because they scrutinise British foreign policy very effectively on like the mainstream media, who seem to gloss over the role that the UK actually plays. They seem to make it seem like it's always the Americans that are doing it, even though they are there as well. They're in the scene. And I know there's always before I continue, there's always an argument about who's controlling who. Is it the Zionists? Is it the Masons? Is it the Jesuits? I think it's just a one world singular system controlling all countries, and I believe it's not British. It's not a British system we're dealing with a globalist controlled system, i.e. the Crown Temple, the City of London, and Vatican City, that are controlling both sides ultimately. It's that new world order that people need to look into. And this is interesting as well. I think it's been brought up here. The timing bears symbolic meaning in Judaism. This is I believe this is CNN, some other publication. The timing of the attack bears symbolic meaning in Judaism ahead of the upcoming Jewish holiday on Purim, which was with a specific portion from the Old Testament known as Zakah. The passage from the book, or Deuteronomy, I can't even say that word, commands the ancient Israelites to remember an unprovoked attack by the nation of Amalek, and to eradicate the history of Amalek once the Israelites are settled into their land. The passage is read publicly before Purim to fulfill the mitzvah of remembering Amalek as Israel's archetypal enemy. So it's almost like they're treating Iran like Amalek, or Amalek. So it's, I mean, when you read this stuff, when you get deep into it, you realize how scripted this is. This entire conflict that we're going through right now. I mean, another thing I want to mention as well. Do you remember the Alex Joneses of this world? Not David Icke so much, but Alex Joneses, and all these other personalities in the alternative media telling you how great Trump is. Now, Trump said he wouldn't get involved in these war zones. He doesn't want to. He opposed the Iraq War. He didn't want to get involved into, wars anymore because American people don't like wars. I mean, no sane person likes wars because they know it's not in our interest. I mean, I don't think it's in the interest of Americans or the British or Australians or anyone around the world about war. There isn't no normal people don't want war, but for some reason, people seem to buy into it. What I mean is, right, even despite what he's done, people have said that what Trump's done is wrong. But it's a shame they're saying that now, because I've been trying to warn people Trump is controlled opposition, and people would not listen. They just kept saying, no, he's not, no, he's not, no, he's not. And, I got sick of it. I thought, you know what, you're going to find out yourself, yeah? And now people are finding out. Look what he's done. He kidnaps a head of state. Again, that's staged. And then he kills a head of state, which is staged. I keep saying these things because they are staged. But the point is, he wasn't your man. He wasn't working for you. I mean, there's even people among his base, the MAGA movement. Yeah, MAGA is really MEGA, which is Make Israel Great Again, not Make America Great Again. They don't like what's going on, but guess what? You guys backed him. So I got no. I suppose there's no harm in changing your mind and realizing he was bad. But the fact that you didn't listen, I got no sympathy for you for not listening, because all the information, there's plenty of information out there. If you knew where to look, you would realize he's controlled, but you didn't listen. So you know what? I got no sympathy for those. I got sympathy for those that changed their mind after 2016, but the ones that carried on supporting him from 2016 onwards, and now they changed their mind, I got no sympathy for you lot. You lot didn't friggin' listen. You lot are the losers, the ones that did not listen. Release the Trumpstein files. Oh, yeah, it's interesting that this. Yeah. Someone was saying it's kind of interesting that he's doing this while the Epstein files are on. Well, there's things I want to say about the Epstein files. First of all, there is stuff in there that's interesting, But then there's stuff in there that is not interesting, because I'm just thinking, is this really going to lead to any real change? Because I don't think it is. Is this going to lead to anyone getting arrested? Well, we've seen a few people get arrested. Prince Andrew and Peter Mandelson. And then the former Prime Minister of Norway, he was trying to commit suicide, apparently, allegedly, because he's implicated as well in the Epstein thing. I'm not going to say too much about Epstein, because I don't have the time for it. So we just carry on here. This is, I mentioned this before. US and Israeli illegally bomb Iran. American warplanes have been transited to UK bases en route to the Middle East. So in other words, when our Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer says we're not involved, well, they are involved. So again, this is an example how they lie to people, how world leaders lie. They say we've got nothing to do with it, and then you find out, oh yeah, you do. You're helping them in some way. I mean, this goes back to what I'm saying about how they set these people up. They built it, now they're bombing it. The treasonous covert operation known as the 1980 October Surprise didn't just put Reagan in the White House. GOP, this is the Republican Party, sided with the repressive Islamists. He's talking about the Iranian revolutionaries, particularly this guy over here. He's a British agent, most likely. We took control of the Iranian revolution, squashed the forces of secular democracy. Well, this is, I mean, history's repeating itself. If the Iranian regime is gone, I'm saying if because the current regime is still there despite everything. We'll see what the script be in the end. You're gonna get another puppet in. When I say puppet, let me tell you what I mean. Let me just bring in the Clown Prince. I call him a clown because he's all over the media. This guy here. This is the son of the Shah of Iran, who was previously in power. He keeps saying that the Iranian people love him. The Iranian people chant for his name. I see no evidence for anything he says, and he has an NGO that allegedly reported on the Iranians about a month ago, killing about 2 months ago, at least about around January, February, killing 30,000 protesters, and the testimonials came from one of his NGOs. Now, I'm not saying Iran doesn't crack down on protesters or crack down on free speech. I don't say they don't do that. I'm sure they do, because they're not a so-called freedom type country like a lot of countries in the Middle East, by the way. It's interesting when the Saudis crack down on protesters, and when Bahrain does the same thing, it's okay, but when Iran does it, it's a problem. So again, this is hypocrisy. If you really hate dictatorships, or if you don't like people cracking down, you should condemn it all equally. But this is the hypocrisy of politics. They say one thing is bad, but this person's good. But this is the way things are. Yeah, this guy here, the Clown Prince. Yeah, this guy should be called a traitor, frankly. He is happy with Donald Trump bombing his own country. Now imagine if you're an American. Would you really, I mean, if you're an American living in, I don't know, say Britain, and there was a conflict between Canada and the United States, would you really be happy cheering on Canada bombing the US? I'm sure, of course not, right? You wouldn't, would you? But this guy's cheering on. I mean, this guy is shameless. This guy is a total ass. I mean, this guy, whether he becomes a leader is another matter, but he's one of those useful idiots. So enough about him. Now this highlights up here the empire, which is talking about those that control the world, right? Which reformatted the region between World War and World War II. MI6 with CIA removed Mossadegh for going off script, then installed the Shah, then removed Shah and installed the Ayatollah. Iran takes its orders from Chatham House, which is the Royal Institute of International Affairs, and the CFR, by the way, is sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. The CFR, which is the Council of Foreign Relations, which is the branch of Chatham House, and then you got a branch all over the world. Chatham House, which is the Royal Institute of International Affairs, has branches all over the world. See, that's how they network each other, because they all carry the same agenda. There is a Iranian branch of Chatham House and the CFR, just like in Pakistan and all the other countries around the world. So it takes orders from Chatham House via the ISCFR, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and Morgan worked for the empire. So it says here that Iran reportedly, I mean, this is in weekend, by the way, this is not new news, I'm reading out to you, reportedly closed the Strait of Hormuz in response to a joint attack by US and Israel. Now that would mean that this is by design again. Oil majors and trading houses have suspended crude oil and fuel and liquefied natural gas shipments. Well, satellite images showing vessels are commuting near ports. Now they say, if given that this has happened, I don't know if they've stopped the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Basically, about something like 80% of the world's trade is affected by the closing of this, because a lot of shipments go through the Strait of Hormuz. Let me just break it. Let me just show you the map so that you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying. Yeah, it's a key route for global. I mean, if that route is closed, it does disrupt the market and then disrupt the world market, and then that's going to lead to a jack in oil prices. Well, by design, it's a bit like the oil shock in the 70s when the Saudis put the oil prices up. Again, that was all planned because of the Israeli attacks against their neighbours in the Yom Kippur War against Egypt in particular. Something that I want to mention, as you know, I am a follower of Islam, and this is the month of Ramadan, so I am fasting. On the Islamic month when this happened, it's the 11th month, and Ramadan is considered the 9th month. 11-9, ironically, isn't it? So shout out to Cody for highlighting this. Before he highlighted this, I sort of looked into it myself, and I thought, what the hell's going on here? Because before I heard Cody say, I heard other people say to me, it's the 11th month, it's the 9th month of the 11th day in the Islamic year. Like, what? Friggin' heck. It's not a coincidence. Again, not a coincidence. They even obviously the elite are not Muslims per se, but they like to follow what's really going on with the calendars, whether it's the Gregorian calendar or any other calendar, to carry out their scripted events. And we see it again. Now, this is Khomeini I mentioned before. He's the guy that's killed, most likely retired, and a retired asset in some other country. Now, this is interesting about the conjunction Saturn. But I spoke about planetary alignments before. It says here that the Saturn-Neptune conjunction was just exact at 0 Aries on February 2026, which is this year. This conjunction signifies regime changes and is linked to major events in Iran. It says here that the Iranian coup occurred on the 1952-53 Saturn-Neptune conjunction. The death of Khomeini, which is the founder of the Iranian Revolution, occurred on the 1989 Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So again, more planetary stuff going on here. This is the third time. Again, a number 3, isn't it? The third time we've had an event connected to Iran, a major event, because it is a major event. They all deal with the leaders of Iran, from the president of it, the prime minister of Iran, to the leader of the Iranian Revolution in Iran, then to the supreme leader of Iran. They all seem to have some kind of connection to the planets. Ironically, Saturn and Neptune of all things. Though this is different to the planetary alignment, but in the planetary alignment it talks about Saturn and Neptune and other planets. This one here is stressing Saturn and Neptune. Now this is okay, let me check the time. 5:40. Okay, let me read this out to you. I was blown away by this. Did you know that Khomeini was born on the day of the solar eclipse? Trump was born on the day of a lunar eclipse. Netanyahu was born within the day of the solar eclipse. The eclipse axis 28 Aries Libra between Khomeini and Netanyahu is in exact opposition between enemies. Trump's Saturn is square Khomeini's Saturn as their births were 7 years apart. Mars at 26-27 Leo in Trump and Netanyahu's chart was triggered by the solar eclipse on the 17th of February, squared transiting Uranus. Israel attacked Iran on the 28th of February. The exact day transiting Mars was square Uranus and the solar eclipse degree, as I predicted to be a date to watch. Remember, from all my videos, I explained that Uranus is culminating over Iran. I said X marks the spot. All this activity looks bare on the 90-degree dial. So, let me just turn this off because it's really warm in the car because it was kind of cold. Let me say, look here. See what I'm reading here. The significance of these planetary alignments that are linked to the event on the 28th of February. You know, the attack on Iran and the killing of the supreme leader, and then you have the killing of the supreme leader's family, and then you got the killing of the former president of Iran. All these things happening on a Pacific day. Yeah, I agree with the comments there. Okay. And it says here, this is again, I believe Dr. Savage put this out, so I just screenshot it. It says the attack began around 3:30 a.m. I mean 3:30. Do I have to explain the significance of 33? I don't think I need to write. 33 degrees of masonry. Masonry equals 33. I think I got more stuff. Oh my god, I've got more stuff here. All right, this is dealing with. I'm looking at time here because I don't want to go on for too long. This is from Maduro's kidnapping to the killing of Khomeini, going back. It's 56 days apart. 56 days, and again, I kind of linked to the Jesuit order. Society of Jesus, which is the Jesuit Order, 56, Washington DC 56, Mind Control 56. Again, all synchronicity. Then you got this event is 10 months and 10 days from Khomeini's last birthday, allegedly the 19th of April. I mentioned this before, but there's disputes about when his date of birth is, the 17th of July 1939 or the April 19th, 1939, the same year. Blood sacrifice is 86. He died at the age of 86, allegedly. Blood sacrifice is 56, as I mentioned before, 56. Yeah. Now his other alleged birthday is 17th of July. So 4 months and 20 days. Yeah, the 4-2 again. Freemason 42, War 42, Iran 42. I mean, this is like about a month. Not a month ago. This is weeks ago. I mean, this screenshot. I only did a screenshot of this recently, but this is taken from an article I was planning to read out. I was planning to go into how the Iranian revolution occurred, because it's got some stuff that people should be aware of. Ultimately, it was the globalists, the New World Order, whatever you want to say, that put the mullahs in power in Iran in 79. It says that the rulers of Iran are the British aristocratic controllers of the Muslim Brotherhood, men such as Lord Caradon, Sir John Baker Glubb Pasha, Sir Albert Beeley, and the Royal Institute of International Affairs, i.e. Chatham House. And it says here, Kissinger, Cyrus Vance, is he related to J.D. Vance? Zbigniew Brzezinski and Ramsey Clark. It is that the oligarchical faction which created and now deploys the Muslim Brotherhood, That is the secret behind the Ayatollah Khomeini. So what this is saying here, I haven't got time to read the whole thing. What is saying here that the Iranian Revolution was masterminded by these people here. This network of these psychopaths, because that's what they're psychopaths, aren't they? What was I gonna do? Yeah, as expected, this is not a surprise. The UK is raising the terror threat level due to concerns about Iranian retaliation. Well, you know what they're trying to say here? Like, oh look. Because the US and Israel attacked Iran, Iran's going to retaliate, and we got to raise the threat level, because what if Iran decides to launch a terror attack inside the UK, even though Iran has never attacked the UK ever, whether directly or indirectly, through an airstrike from a Iranian airplane or Iranian so-called terrorist group. I don't see the likelihood of it happening. I don't. But if it does, it's most likely a staged event. So that is basically the UK just scaring people by design, but deliberately, of course. That's what they want. That's what they like to do the most. Have you? This was a stupid tweet by some patriot. He said we should start bombing Luton, Birmingham, and Bradford. But interesting, this guy here, this guy he's got the V sign, that Masonic symbol. He took it down because what he said is technically against the law in this country. If you incite violence, you will get arrested. I just hope he does get arrested, because what he said was stupid. I'm not going to read the whole thing out. It's just very, very disturbing. It's the equivalent of saying, there's certain cities in America that are dominated by this particular religion, you should bomb them. Well, you can't say that, because that's just wrong. I mean, obviously, no sane person would ever support. I mean, it's a stupid comment, but it's designed to provoke people. I mean, this sums it up, really. The sickening reality is that the president of the United is bombing and murdering young girls in Iran to cover up file that suggests that he did this to these people in America. I don't want to read the whole thing, guys. It's disturbing. I like this one here. This is from Mehdi Hassan. This is again, like many in the media, they control a position, but it doesn't mean they don't put any useful quotes. He says here, Trump said that's the way it is, and this is I like this quote. It says, draft dodging president who called dead soldiers suckers and losers. Well, Trump said that a while ago about dead soldiers being suckers and losers. So this is a guy that America elects, and he says those things about dead soldiers. Yeah. Of course, he's a draft dodger. Many of these people, Clinton. I don't think he served in the army. I don't think Clinton ever did, or Bush Senior, or Bush Junior, or Reagan, or Trump, or Obama, Jimmy Carter, Nixon. I'm sure that might have been presidents that served in the army, but I don't think serving only gives you some kind of credibility necessarily. But it does add to the idea that you got some military experience. But for the most part, these leaders don't. Not even the ones in the UK. They got no military experience either. Now this happened in Texas, but I'm not covered it. But it's very strange. This guy is from Senegal. He's a Sunni Muslim. He wears a shirt saying "Property of Allah," and he's got an Iranian flag, and there's the Quran around him. So all I can say is this is probably another staged event, because it's just too easy to assume that this. It's too easy to say, oh, this event must have. It's a real event, as in he really came out of nowhere, decided to kill a bunch of people. I don't believe these events go like that. They just come out of nowhere. Very strange. I mean, why make it so obvious you're some kind of Islamic radical extremist? By parading stuff like that, I mean, that's ridiculous. It really is. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, look at that. Fuck. I'm running out of time. I wasn't going to go over, but you know, there's so much stuff I've put out, and I had to. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like 9/11 where they found those passports in the rubble. I'm like, how the hell did passports fall down from a plane hitting a skyscraper? I mean, come on. I mean, it this sounds like a setup. Sound like, you know, planted evidence. I mean, have you heard a story about? I mean, there's a book in America written by a guy called Trevor, talking about FBI sting operations where they entrap some naive Muslims to carry out a terror plot, and then they get arrested. Then it's discovered that it was the FBI that came up with the plot and did a stinger operation. Stinger operation is where you trick someone to carry out something that they were not aware of that was set up. So, who knows? Yeah, it probably was a setup, wasn't it? Yeah, most likely. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna decode this, to be honest. I'll let other people decide, because might have been interesting to decode this, but I'm not really bothered, to be honest. Okay, I think I'm gonna. Okay, time to call it a day. Don't think I'm going to. I don't think you'll see me do that much decoding from now. Well, I'm not saying I'm never going to do decoding. I'll do a live. I will try to do a live when I can. But I just want to say thank you for Coffee Girl, for anyone that joined me. You know, it's really nice to see you guys. The world is getting crazy. I mean, unless something significant happens in the next few days, I might try to do it. Might just upload a video, as opposed to just doing a live video. If I've not got time to do live, I might do a recorded video. So yeah. Yeah, thank you. You have a blessed. You have a blessed day too. Yeah, you're real happy. Well, I appreciate you're happy to see me. So I'm gonna go now.